Hey, how's it going everyone? MythicSeal here. And today we're going to be doing something a little different. There's been a lot of new things coming up in the gaming community recently and like in the nerd sphere of things. So I wanted to make a video to talk about those things. All these things individually I don't think would be enough to make like a full video for each of them for you guys to enjoy. So I'm going to be compiling them together. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this segment yet, where I kind of just rattle off like newsworthy things for like games and nerd stuff. You guys can let me know down in the comments what you guys think I should call this. But the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Oblivion Remaster, which just came out today. So the thing about this game that I think is really interesting, aside from it being a long-awaited remaster that everyone's wanted, is the fact that it dropped with like no promotion for it. Bethesda literally just dropped this game, and I'm pretty sure like a few hours after they dropped it, they also dropped a trailer for it, which is kind of the wrong order to do things. Usually you're supposed to release a trailer to get people excited for something, and then you give them the game. But no, the trailer and game both released just today for it. But I personally have actually never played Oblivion. I remember playing it once when I was like a kid, but I have no memories of it whatsoever. So, and I do plan on playing the game for the channel. You guys are going to be seeing me do a Let's Play very soon on that. So it's going to be exciting for me to try out the game. And from what I can tell, like graphically, just by checking it out, because I noticed it first when I logged on to play some games just for free time stuff, it looks really good visually. So I'm definitely going to be excited to be hopping into that. Now, the next bit of news I want to talk about is actually a new Star Wars game that got announced. They recently just announced Star Wars Zero Company, which is going to be a turn-based Star Wars game. The idea behind the game is that you, the main character, assemble this team of all original characters. And there's going to be like what it looks like, quite a few characters that you can pick and choose from to assemble for your team, which I'm personally excited for this game. It gives me kind of like what I hope to be like Baldur's Gate 3 vibes a bit. I don't think this game is going to be like open world like the same way Baldur's Gate was, but based on the combat, it definitely feels very reminiscent of it, especially with like action wheels and just making use of battleground stuff. There isn't much information out right now about this game to really go on to start making assumptions about like what it's going to be like. But from what it looks like it's going to be a fun game. I hope that they actually make it fun, because I've been noticing for a while now that we've been getting more and more turn-based games, but not all of them have been awesome. Because a while back now we got Marvel's Midnight Suns, which was a turn-based game, but it made use of like this like card system, which I think completely ruined the game. I think the game itself was like cool aesthetic wise and was very interesting, but in terms of gameplay, what really tanked it was the idea of using these like cards or whatever. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes out for more information concerning this game. So moving on to the next piece of news is Baldur's Gate 3's final update. So Baldur's Gate 3's final update just came out like a couple days ago, maybe a week now. I've mixed feelings about it. So in terms of the actual update itself, I don't have any problem with it. I think the addition of the photo mode is awesome. I think the new subclasses make it feel like a fresh, brand new game. But not everyone's felt the same. I've been seeing a lot of people being angry about this new final update, because main reason being is that all the mods people were using for a long time at first are not compatible with patch 8. Patch 8 was completely incompatible with most mods, because I remember booting my game up to hop into and check some things out, and my game just on startup kept crashing. And the reason why it kept crashing on startup is because I had all these mods installed that were just not compatible with the new patch. So essentially I had to very delicately turning off the mods. So a lot of people are mad that the new update is making their game be like very buggy and crash a lot. But Larian tried their best to make it as compatible with mods as they could. And this goes a bit farther than just people's like kind of anger at Larian for this update that is making their games crash due to mods. It's actually becoming a problem for mod creators. So I've been seeing a few content creators talking about this aspect more specifically, and that is that people who make mods are actually getting harassed by people. And they're being harassed because people are demanding that they update their mod so that it works with the new update. And it's getting as bad as people getting death threats. So mod creators are very commonly either A, turning off comments for their mods, or B, are completely just walking away from modding Baldur's Gate anymore, which I think is sad, because the game definitely feels more enjoyable the more mods there are to try. And I think it's completely inappropriate for people to be that way. I understand being really frustrated that all your mods no longer work, but the game doesn't require mods. It's not a game that's like so boring and bad that the only way you could enjoy it is with the use of mods. it's a perfectly enjoyable, fun game on its own. And these mod creators create these mods completely for free. They sink in a lot of time to make these things for other people to enjoy at like no benefit financially for them. So to be getting death threats and like just really like rude comments on their mods because it's uncompatible with the new update, which every mod is, by the way. When the new update came out, every mod did not work properly for the most part with this new update. Everyone was having problems. But seeing as how there's been a lot of problems with these mods in the new update, there's actually a new filter tab you can use called Patch 8 Tested, which are all mods that have been tested and are 100% guaranteed to work with the new update being installed. So if you're having trouble playing the game due to the game crashing or just being really buggy, make sure you put on that filter and are enabling mods that are specifically ready for patch 8. So before I change topics, I wanted to touch on the last aspect to do with this final update, which is actually all the new subclasses. So the final update introduced 12 new subclasses, which makes the game feel very fresh and new. And I spent time checking out all the new subclasses and just testing out to see like how I could possibly like maximize their efficiency. So, you know, I might have some like better builds to use in the future for doing honor mode runs or etc. And I gotta say, most of the new subclasses feel pretty useless. I'm glad they're in the game, and it brings more life to it. But in terms of comparing them to like the vanilla game subclasses, a lot of them don't feel as good. Like the only two subclasses I can confidently say that I think are like really good ones to have for like builds you're doing are Hexblade Warlock and Death Domain Cleric. I think Hexblade Warlock and Death Domain Cleric are really powerful new subclasses, and I definitely think you can, you know, create some really powerful builds using them. Outside of Hexblade Warlock and Death Domain Cleric, the other subclasses don't feel as good as ones that already existed in the game. The next bit of news I want to touch on is actually the Elder Scrolls Online, because it is also receiving a huge new update. So the Elder Scrolls Online is going to be getting a huge update that's going to introduce more story. It's going to introduce probably more areas to explore. But the thing that's really interesting about this update that makes it stand out from just any of the other expansions the game's gotten is the introduction of subclasses. So all the classes in the game are going to be receiving 3 new subclasses each. So I guess the idea is that once you reach a certain like level in a said class, you're going to get the option of specializing it, which is going to allow you to better fine tune, you know, what you want your character to do while in combat, which I think is very interesting. It definitely makes me want to fire it up again and, you know, play it and check out like the different subclasses and just see kind of what the idea is that they have for it. There isn't much information out right now, I don't think, concerning about like details with, you know, what these subclasses are going to exactly be like. But it's definitely going to allow you to have better fine tuning for your character, which I think gives more life to the game. I think when you have the ability in any kind of RPG or just MMO to, you know, better fine tune your selection of class, it definitely makes it feel like a more unique experience, because, you know, when you're able to do fine tuning like that, it gives you incentive to want to make new characters and, you know, play through the game again and just, you know, see the kinds of, you know, differences there are in terms of like how hard the game could be depending on, you know, what route you want to take. So the final piece of news I want to talk about is actually more in the nerd sphere of things and specifically gaming, and that is Disney's Daredevil show. So the last episode of the first season just came out like a little bit ago. I haven't watched the show yet. I'm a huge fan of the Netflix Daredevil show, and I've been waiting for all the episodes to come out for Born Again before I watch it because I want to binge it all. I like binging my TV shows. And the reason why I wanted to talk about Daredevil is actually because a season 2 was confirmed for the show, which I'm super excited for. I haven't seen season 1 yet, but I already know, like, just based off of, you know, things I couldn't avoid seeing due to the internet and just, you know, a lot of the promotional stuff for it. Super excited to watch it. And I know, you know, season 2 is going to be awesome. And the reason why is because there's been leaks online, unfortunately, that I've seen, because I don't usually care about spoilers, but for something like this that is like something I really love, I want it to be left in the dark as much as possible. But unfortunately, I've seen some things about season 2 happening and just like, you know, leaked photos of like set stuff. But I'm not going to be touching on like, you know, season 2 stuff. But more specifically, I want to talk about something in the show that kind of not makes me angry, but it's kind of like I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, and that is to do with Bullseye. And the reason why I wanted to talk about Bullseye is because of his suit. So in the show, he wears this suit, which I think looks bad. I think it looks pretty doo-doo, but I'm giving some grace with it because I understand that this is probably a starter suit for the character, right? That, you know, it's not going to be the comic accurate one we're hoping it's going to be, and it's going to be like that origin outfit to the character. But given the season 2 photos that I've leaked, I'm very upset. So if you don't want to see spoilers, I recommend skipping to this timestamp in the video, because I am going to be showing something that is going to be a spoiler for season 2. But now that you've all been given the chance to skip to that timestamp in the video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about season 2's outfit for Bullseye. So the outfit for season 2 with Bullseye looks exactly the same as season 1. I am really upset about this because I think season 1's outfit is bad. Like, I think it's just a bad looking outfit for the character. And I get that there's some inspiration they've drawn from, like, you know, comics with him to kind of create this outfit, but I really don't like it. There's other versions of the character's outfit that I much prefer that have been in the comics, but the thing that's especially upsetting is that in season 2, he's wearing the same outfit pretty much. And I know a lot of people have been pointing out, saying like, oh, look, he's got the bullseye symbol on his head, and look, they've made the color scheme like, you know, more like Bullseye, but it still looks like shit. And you can barely see the Bullseye logo. Like, I can't make out in the picture here at all what, like, where it is. Like, it's black on black pretty much. I mean, like, look at this photo. Like, it looks identical to season 1. And not only that too, like, this bullseye on his fucking head, you can't even see it. And like, I get like, around here, around the neck area, there's like some like target circles, and they're colored and stuff, but overall it's just a bad looking suit. Like, I don't know why they wanted to double down on how he looked in season 1 and keep with this. And the thing that really drives me crazy about this is that people are saying like, this is absolutely incredible. Like, with season 1, people were ranting and raving, saying like, oh, he looks so good, which no, he fucking didn't. Like, we could have gotten much better. And then this is the look for season 2, and he looks almost the same with a few additions that you can barely notice, and people are losing their minds. I'm seeing it all over my TikTok, people just going ape shit about this, and I'm like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. Like, I don't understand why this outfit is like so beloved right now for like the internet. And I'm gonna put this in perspective. Allow me to put this in perspective, because there's been a lot of like concept art leaks for the show and just fan arts of how the character, you know, could have looked, or, you know, was gonna look. And I just want to show for comparison what makes me upset. Because look at this outfit. This is something we could have gotten. And this is what makes me so upset, because this outfit makes so much sense. If this was the direction they wanted to take, it would make so much sense. Because seeing as how Netflix's Daredevil show is canon, and, you know, the show continues off of it and being part of the MCU, they could have full well have gone with this idea. Because the idea with this outfit here is that it's Daredevil's outfit, but he's, you know, recolored it and he's added Target stuff on it, which he looks incredible in this outfit. It would make total sense for him to wear this, because seeing as how he's worn the outfit before, it makes sense he's going to want to like go back to it and like embrace it to be his own. Because originally the character, his debut was all about pretending to be Daredevil, which was based off of a comic line. So I really don't know why the creators of the show didn't want to do this kind of outfit, or something even just similar to this, for season 2. Because season 1, I understand, is going to be the origin, so they got to make it look kind of like homemade, and it's not really, you know, it doesn't have a lot of investment in it. But for season 2, if they wanted to lean into like, oh, he's gonna have like the bullseye symbol on him, we're gonna give him more like iconic colors, this was definitely something they could have done, because it's perfect for it. It makes me so upset that this is something we're not gonna get, because I don't think in season 2 they're gonna make this be like another look to the character, like the final form of him. I'm pretty sure in season 2, the way he looks based off of the leaked picture is how he's going to look for most of that season. But it's just really upsetting that we're not going to get this, probably, because I really would have loved seeing this. But the one positive thing about season 2 is the new Daredevil suit we're going to be getting. So the new Daredevil suit we're going to be getting is going to be his all black one. And what makes this really cool is that he's going to finally have the DD on his chest, because the double D is like, you know, it's Daredevil's logo. So it's very exciting that we're finally going to get that, because up until this point, we've gotten different color variations. Like, we've gotten the black suit already, we've gotten the iconic red, and we've gotten the yellow and brown one. So, but none of them had the double D on his chest. So it's going to be really awesome to see him have the double D. And overall, the outfit just looks incredible. Based on how it looks, though, like if you look at the finer details here, there's a few bits and pieces that are like red, and it looks like it's been painted over. So I think the idea behind season 2 is that Daredevil is going to be on the run, so he had to paint his suit black for like stealth reasons. So I definitely love like how the suit looks, and I'm really excited to watch the show and excited for season 2. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know down in the comments what piece of news you guys found most interesting, and don't forget to hit subscribe and drop a like if you enjoyed today's video. Till we meet again, stay freaky.